gosh, this is the Philly Joint. I am back and I am super excited today because, those Eagles, they're doing their thing and I am so excited to watch the game. So before that, I wanted to send some updates and just kind of check the temperature, get a feel for some things. But anyway, so I'm super excited, super bubbly this morning. And all right, we're going to talk about a few things. First, I want to give a couple of updates from my last video. I'm still trying to figure out a really good routine with me being on the road, working throughout the day. Before, I was at least close to my house, so I could at least come back, eat lunch, come back, get some water, go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm a bit further away, so I'm like, okay, new tactic. It's just like, every time I'm trying to find a way to kind of deal with the changes, something else pops up. Oh, and shout out to the subscriber who gave me some feedback, like, you need better mic quality. Can you, turn it up? I'm like, yeah, I get that in my regular life, too, because my voice is so soft, so I'm going to try to speak up. So hopefully that helps, and thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it. So, so I was talking with my partner, like, what can I do? I got to figure something else out now. So what I've decided to do, this part of the country has Wawas everywhere. So I'm going to plot my Wawa stops along the stops of seeing my patients throughout the day. So we're going to try that and see how it goes. I also started some body work challenges to help me to exercise at least once a day. I could be doing better, but I want to have alternatives other than going to the actual gym, just to make sure that I'm getting some movement and some exercise. So I'm going to be trying that as well. So I will keep you updated. My weight, it has been fluctuating between 208 and 215. Something else that I really appreciate, and I explained this in another video, is that I love the Renpho app. I use that with my Smart Scale. So even though my weight is teetering, going up a couple pounds here and there, it does not rattle me. And the reason why is because I see exactly what's happening. My water intake is way low. When my water intake is low, my body tends to hold on to weight in other departments. So it's not like I'm gaining this fat or things like that. It's muscle. It's also my fluid intake. So I just need to correct those things. And then I think, those problems will settle out. So I love my Smart Scale for that reason, because I don't get to a point oh my God, the weight, I don't know what's happening. So those are my updates. So I wanted to talk about this topic, and I try to stay away from topics that can get a bit political. I've gone through a reckoning of my own within the last year, and I still have some issue talking through it or about it, because it doesn't necessarily align with where I had been before. But as I learn and know better, I feel like it's my responsibility to do better. So I'm not going to get super political at the moment. But I wanted to talk about fat phobia. So talking about intersectionality, I'm a healthcare worker. I am also someone who is trying to lose weight, lose fat, and take better control of my health. I was recently informed, not personally, but just watching videos, that is fat phobia. To want to lose weight because you want to look better, to pay attention to your health, because there's health at every side, and all of that should be celebrated. And notice the sarcastic tone in my voice, because with my intersectionality, I'm just that's not been my experience. Now, there is something to be said that just because you look at a body and it is bigger does not mean that, it can't move maybe more efficiently than a smaller body, or, however you look at it. You can't just look at someone and tell their health status. You can see someone who looks like they're in great shape, but maybe they just dropped 50 pounds because they have cancer. So they might look great, but something is going on internally. So of course you can't look at someone and just determine their health status. what has been true in my years of being a healthcare professional is that, the more weight you have on your body, the more strain you put on your vessels and your heart, the more strain you put on your bones and your joints, the more strain you put on your organs to work more efficiently. And those things could lead you into not having the best health. Those are facts. And I feel weird even having to say that. But even if you want to lose weight because you want to look different, that is your prerogative to do with your body. I see nothing phobic about that. I also have a huge issue with everything being phobic because just the terminology doesn't make sense because I'm not afraid of fat. But I get it, semantics, I guess. But I live in reality. I know what my experience has been, and I know how I want my body to operate. So I just focus on that in this realm. It is just very strange to me that this journey that I'm documenting can be seen as fat phobic. Okay. I'm dropping things. Sorry, got a little excited, but it's just really interesting to me. I want to know what you think about the fat phobic trend, I guess, or the conversation around it. I'm genuinely curious. For this particular topic, I believe that it is harmful to not want to be your best self and moving more, getting your heart pumping for, God forbid, your body has to be at its peak or operate in a way that it needs to survive. You want to make sure you're giving your body those opportunities to train for that. It's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think about it. And like I said, I don't tend to jump on things that could be seen as political just because of the conversation around it. But I want to be a little more brave in 2023 of just speaking my mind and what I think about certain issues and why I think those things. The other thing with the body positivity, I don't think anybody should hate their body. I think that you should honor it. When I remember, and I try to do this anytime I work out, anytime I eat, I want to show my body appreciation and, like, thank you for, letting me walk to the gym, or thank you for getting me through my day. Like, I just want to honor you and show you that I care about you by what I'm putting in my body, how I'm resting, those types of things. So to me, that is body positivity. Doesn't really have to do a whole lot with sides and things like that, but it's turned into this thing, and trying to better yourself is seen as a bad thing, and just kind of going along with wherever you are and not seeing how can I say it? Not seeing that there could be improvement is seen as like a great thing. I don't agree. Let me know what you think. So I wanted to talk a little bit about like BMIs and things. So the other thing I heard about, forgive me for laughing, but that obesity is now like trying to be considered a slur, or they're trying, the powers that be are trying to make like the word obese like a word that you don't use, and that is not a good thing. It makes people feel bad. It's just a classification of weight. So I looked into BMI. So normal BMI is between 18.2, sorry, I'm reading my notes, and 24.9. Overweight is between 25 and 29.9. Obese is between 30 and 39.9. And morbidly obese, which is the last category, is 40 plus. So when I started my journey, I was morbidly obese. And so for me, it did hurt my feelings. Like, oh my God, like I don't want to be morbidly obese. Not because like I was told that being morbidly obese is a bad thing. It's just like it gives you a reality check of what you're doing to your body. Even though you can move it really well, even though you can get around all these things, this is the classification of where your body is. I'm not going to get into the talk of this was created for white men in particular and this doesn't matter. This is what we go by. So let's just roll with it. If there is another scale or things that people use, feel free to drop it. I actually like non-scale victories. Can I run a little faster? Can I run longer? Do I have better endurance? Do my clothes fit better? I love those things more than anything. But just speaking about the BMI and how you determine, number-wise, scientifically, if you will, how your body is performing. Like what types of things do you use? Let me know. So when I was morbidly obese by this scale, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I am in the same category as somebody who can't walk because they have too much body weight. And if it just kind of put that into perspective for me, and I didn't feel that way. I wasn't moving that way. Like I was fine. But it did something for my psyche, especially like as my weight came down. So I'm currently in the obese category. I don't take offense to it. I know where I've come from, and I know that I've made a lot of strides, so I'm very grateful and happy for that. But I think having some sort of scale, whether it be non-scale or, BMI or whatever, just to get a view, a snapshot of where you are. It doesn't mean you need to stay there. It doesn't mean that you need to beat yourself up about it or anything like that. But just, something to kind of give you an objective view outside of yourself of where you are. So the way you calculate the BMI, I had to look this up as well, is you divide the weight in kilograms. So the way you get your weight in kilograms is you divide your weight in pounds by 2.2. And the weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters. So 1 centimeter, stay with me, is equal to 0.394 inches. So what you could do is apologies. I was starting to confuse myself. I know I probably was confusing you all. So I had to take a little minute just to write it out completely so I could tell you. First of all, you could just go to Google, put your height in feet and inches, just inches, convert it to meters. You can do that. Or if you have to do it longhand, you could do 1 centimeter divided by 0.394 inches multiplied by x, which you're trying to find out your height in centimeters, divided by your height in inches. So, you could do that equation if that works for you. And once you get that answer, you just move the decimal over twice and you will get your height in meters. Again, if that is too much, I wish I could, I was more tech savvy because I would just put the calculations on the screen, but that's not me. So you could do that. So the final equation to get your BMI would be your height in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. So that's how they determine what the BMI is. It's just a tool. All of these things are just tools. I personally don't think we need to cancel anything. I think everybody should just be comfortable in their own body and what works for them and use the tools that work for them. And we don't need to start calling people names or phobic for wanting to be better. Just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think. I hope that all is well. Go Birds. Yes. And I will talk to you soon.